Good morning, Wendy Antonucci here, and I am working with the April Cocoa Daisy kit, and I was inspired, as many of you probably are, by all the circles in the kit. We have these two different stamp sets. One was from the memory keeping kit and one was from the pocket kit. Then we have these chipboard pieces, again from the memory kit and the pocket kit. And so I decided to cut my pictures into circles. This was about, we were at Downtown Disney, or Disney Springs as it's called now, and they had this trash can that was blowing bubbles. And my son was just completely enthralled with it. I did not get great pictures, but I wanted to highlight the story and tell about it. So I chose this, the tweet paper with all the birds, because again, it's talking about flying and the going up, so I thought that would work well. And I chose to I cut my pictures in circles and picked out a few circle elements that were in the different kits. And a hello today banner, I jumped for joy when you soar. Now, I had all these circular elements on this, not a typewriter page, but like a newspaper page. And I really liked it, but it really floats away, which is where I was going because of the bubble story. But I decided to add in the frame pieces because I felt like it kind of gave it some stability and kind of helped it anchor to my page. It didn't take away from the design because they're such light boxes, you barely can see them. On this page, I'm sticking to one side of my page. I don't really know what I'm going to do on this side yet. That will come. Some of the elements I want to make sure to get in there is I'm going to add some of these chipboard circles, and I definitely want to add in some of these circles, stamps. I have one on here right now, the Write Your Own Story, so I'm thinking just kind of like that. I'll probably just do this on one. I'm thinking this one. And then I was thinking I'm probably going to take like this smaller bubble here and just add it in so that there's a little bit bigger clusters, because my clusters are not that large and it's a very empty page right now. There's also these that look like scribbles, which are always my favorite, and some sewing ones. So I'm going to look at those too. The other item I thought I might like to get in is this fun clip. Let me slide it on some paper so that you can see. And actually that might work. I could stamp my stamp around it and then that fun and add that in. So that might be another idea too. When I put this on the picture, I can get it on this one and it shows all the picture that I want. But it didn't really work on this side because I kind of needed it to come in from the other angle and it didn't. So that might work. That might be another option. You can see how you could stamp on. I cut this with my punch. So you could punch it and then stamp it, or stamp and then punch, and then you can put it wherever you'd like. This is already pretty full, so I don't really need it up here. If I put it down here, it's going to cover the little bird, so I don't think I want to do that. So I'm thinking over here looked really cool. And there's a lot of open space. So something like that. I want them to interlap so that even though it's a float away page, it doesn't go too far. So that's why I'm working on building these clusters. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these now, the chipboard pieces. All the Happy Feels is probably a really good one. Now I like to take, if I can, the paper with it so it's not sticky right now, so that I can move it around until I find the right place for it. I'm thinking it might be nice to kind of start another little cluster, not a cluster maybe, but more just some loose elements, just how the bubbles, you know, they tend to go out as a group, but then they kind of scatter. Let's see here. Oh, Happy Day. This was great. Those would all be good ones also. Let's see here. I'm also looking at if I want to bring in more color. This green, I jumped for Joy When You Soar is very bold. But it's really the only bold thing on here. The black is, but it doesn't seem to, it is, but it doesn't seem to really catch your eye. So I'm not sure if I want to bring in a darker color. Maybe You Are My Sunshine. So again, I'm going to make sure I take the paper with it so it doesn't, so I can move it around as much as I need to. Kind of like it down there, I think. Actually, I want to put all the happy feels down here. I think that looks better there. I'm thinking right here might be a good place to use some of those word stickers that came in the kit. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. I love that because this was something so small, but it just captured his attention. So I don't know that I want to do black, but I'm thinking one of these stickers in this area. Kind of use this for my journaling. So I'm going to put that one down here. So I still have this one here. Let's see here. You could go in here too. That might be too big of a cluster. But see how down here it's getting a little bit heavy, so I'm not sure that's the place either. Might work there. I'm thinking I'm going to have to go to my stamps now so that I can balance out some of the heaviness because it kind of feels like we're tipping a little bit. I'm going to try to add one more just because there are 2 on this side and 3 is, of course, your triangle. Actually, I'm going to remove this date one because that could go elsewhere. And I'm going to put this one. That kind of builds with the arrow pointing in to capture your eye with the dark fun, so it balances out the darkness on that. And then, where do I want to add this in? I could probably do something like that. So that works pretty well. I think that's actually a good balance. You feel the free flow, but your eyes are also being brought around, which is, you want to always lead your eyes to items. You don't want anything to be out in left field. For instance, if I can find it, I wanted to use this. Breathe it all in, love it all out. I thought it would look great. Yes, it's pink. It's about my son, but I don't care. But see how that's out on its own? It just does not flow. It does not bring you around. So we don't want that. I tried moving it around and kind of tucking it under there, but it just doesn't fit the flow. Even though I do have these frames and they are square, this is filled in and it just really whoosh, makes it heavy on that side. So that's, even though I want it, it doesn't really work on that page. Some of the other circle things we could bring in are these stickers that also came. Now these are pretty light, so I think we could squeeze those in pretty much anywhere. I'm looking at this little bird one. Because of all the birds down here, I like it right about there. And yes, I should probably glue these down before I start putting stickers, but you know. It also has this heart with the rainbow and cloud. I think I can squeeze some of those in also. And I really, really need to stop putting stickers down. Something else that I thought would add to this fly away, the whiteness, the soar, is I have this punch, and I think this is a Fiskar punch. Yes, Fiskar. And it's the cloud one. I have a larger one and a smaller one. I think there is one more big one, or there used to be. I don't know anymore. And I thought it might look really nice. I just punched it out of white cardstock. Just kind of add these in to add some more layers, to more, just make it feel more fly away. So I just took white cardstock and just punched a few. Now you can also ink the edges with a blue. I have a dark blue right here. I need a lighter one. Actually, here we go. For instance, with this light blue or the light gray, I think either might work nicely. But all you have to do is I just kind of touch the edge. You don't want it to come in too much. That might be a little bit much. I do have some lighter blues, so I might like that better. I don't know if this is gonna kind of be a little bit more bold than what I was looking for. Yeah, I think that one's a little bit too bold, but you can see how I did that. On the other side, I'm going to try the gray. This is the Letter It ink. This one does not smear, so I actually like this when I do my planner and I do my dates in there. I like this ink, not one that I would use for edges normally. It's very hard. It's not a soft ink. And that has its place. Now that gray works wonderful. So that might be, see how I can just kind of stick it in there? Now I wanted to put a stamp around that, so that one would have, but see how that works? It kind of, it's not there, but it adds a little bit of more to your story. It helps to tell the story about the bubbles and the flying and the soaring. So I'm going to glue this down before I add any more stickers. And I'm going to come back and we're going to stamp on a few things. Okay, so I'll be right back once I get this. All right, so I have put everything down. I added in some clouds. Again, they continue just to draw your eyes around. Now, we had talked about having this I Jump for Joy right there. And I like it, but I have this large open space. So I was thinking that I should put my title down here in those gray letter stickers that we received. I thought these would look really nice. Don't know what my title is yet. But then I thought, well, if that's the case, if this is down here, my title could sit on top of that. Because that way, see how this floats right now? If I had this and my title, it would hold them down. So I think I like that over there. But I still wanted to use those word for the phrase stickers. Here is the white one. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. And while I like that, see how it just blends in? Whereas if I use the black, see how it just really pops? It just really catches your attention. Plus, if I have this black down here, I have this bringing your eyes around again. So I'm going to go with the black. It is bold, does definitely capture your attention. But I think with that word down there, or that title down there, that'll work well. Now this says, there's nothing like a dream to create the future. That's a long one. I would like another phrase in there, but I want to try to make it a smaller one or offset more to the side. So let's see here, collect beautiful moments. Now that's very small. It's only about 3 words. I think it would work, but it's a little bit small. Dream is a wish your heart makes. There's nothing like a dream to create the future. That might go because it talks about your dreaming. Let's see here, anything else that might work? Miracles happen when you believe. See possibility everywhere. A venture is worthwhile. Hold on tight to your dreams. So all those would work. It's more a matter of what, how large I'd like this. I'm thinking this one, a dream is a wish your heart makes, is maybe a little bit too large, maybe not. I think maybe that'll work well. Of course, I should not have put that letter sticker there, or the heart sticker there. So I'm going to attempt to pull up this sticker. Hopefully it's not like the chipboard that never comes off. Okay, so that's up. I'm going to put this one here, just a little bit offset. I am still going to use that sticker, but I am going to move it over in a better position, and I'm going to pull out my trusty calligraphy pen, because this way I can get my fingers out of the way and get it placed where I want. Okay? So I am really liking how this is turning out. I don't have a title yet. It already says soar, so I don't want to repeat that. I mean, it would definitely work, but I don't want to repeat something that's already on my page. I thought about, this is fun, I thought about maybe fly. Because I have dream over here, I could put dream. I'm not very good with titles. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to pick a title, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And I'm going to get, I have this small block that I really like for small areas, and I'm going to go ahead and get some of those small bubbles out now that we talked about. So there's the one. Here's a smaller one, and I think I'll just stick with these. Okay, so I again like the Letterit ink. Now I don't know, you can see I stamped on this one in the black, and I do like that, but I'm thinking the bubbles might be better in gray. So because I can't decide, I'm going to go ahead and grab that paper that I've been cutting my clouds out of and just stamp it on there. So you can see how that looks. It's faint, but it's not going to distract from the layout that's already there, and it's not going to make it look busy. If I do it with the black, it's going to look like this. Oh, and I'm stuck. See how dark that is now? See how that really kind of takes away from the layout? Now, it might be good to have a dark one here and there, but I'm thinking I'm going to go with the lighter gray. So, because I just used a dark color and I don't want to have that, I'm going to clean it. I do just use, we call them Heine wipes. Drawing a blank here. I like them. I know sometimes it leaves fuzzies, but this is quick, it's easy, and it's something I can keep in my room, and I don't have to worry about going elsewhere to clean my stamps or having other, any kind of liquid in my room. Okay, so I am going to go with the gray. I'm going to start with the big ones so that I can go back and fill in with the small ones. Now, I chose this one right now, but I don't think I like that one. I don't like how they're pulled apart. This one might be good too. I love the scribble one, but I'm going to hold off on that right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp a few with the gray. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go any darker. That's plenty dark, I think. I am not a big stamper person, so this makes me a little bit on the nervous side, just because it's kind of permanent. Now I'm going to go back with those little guys. I like this pattern more, that it's kind of a scribbly look. I like that better. So yes, this is making me very nervous. I'd rather have cut these all out. But okay, so that looks pretty good. I don't know if I want to put a big one there. I think I need it. So I'm going to go and stamp, oh boy, right here. Anybody else feel my pain with stamping? Okay, so there we go. Now, like I said, there are some of those, the big ones, but I don't know. I could do this around here. I should have put it there before I put the chipboard, but I don't know if I want much more. To me, it's starting to get a little bit on the busy side. So I think I'm going to just stop there. Now, I did add in one heart, so I should probably add in a few more. I've already used those. Let's see what's on this side. Here's another one with clouds. So I'm going to grab that off. And let's see here. I think just right there. Just something light. Again, barely adds to it. Here is, I like this plaid one. A little bit of color, but not much. And again, I'm adding it to my clusters that already exist so that nothing is just stuck out in the open. All right, and now for the final piece, is a title. I will add some journaling in a minute. So my favorite way to add my title is I have just a clear acrylic ruler. I like to line them up one here. So I think I'm going to go with Dream. So there's the, and let's see here, do I want to do capital? I don't think I want to, I don't know if I want them all capital or kind of mix them. I love the font of these, but then with so many great options, you have to decide how you're going to go about it. So I kind of like that capital A, so I think I'll do that. I'm not sure if I don't want to change the capital A to a little, I mean the capital R to a little r. But those are just small little details, and even though it seems so important, it's really okay. Maybe if I say dream big. So dream and big, I think that'll work. Once in a while, I've been inspired by the cards in the pocket kit, and that makes it so much easier because I can just take a phrase, a word, and then I build my whole layout around that. Even though I might not use the card, I've stolen the sentiment, and that is so helpful for me. Yes, I like Dream Big much better. Okay, so I just like to, I can see here, I'm lining it up, it's somewhat straight, which for me doesn't happen often. I take another ruler and just hold it down so that I can get it right where I had it. Okay, so I think that looks really nice. I think the dark is balanced up here and around, so again, it's part of that circular motion. I might sew that down. Okay, so what do you think? I'm pretty pleased with it. The one thing I might choose to add in is, let's see here. We've got all these little birds on this paper. I think we have a 6x6 page too of this, although I might have already, yes. I don't like to cut up my 12 by 12s because I might use this on something else, but I have no problem cutting up the little ones. So I might fussy cut a few of these birds and add it in to match these guys. So I think I'm going to do that next. But basically, this is my layout. I've been inspired by the circles. I don't normally cut my pictures in circles, but these pictures were not good ones. It would be very hard to have told my story with a large picture. So by focusing on the shape of the bubble and the fact that we have so many round elements in our kit, I was able to build a layout that tells my story, is eye-capturing, and it doesn't feel like I'm scrapping a non-important picture. So I'm going to add in some journaling. I'm not sure where, maybe just right here, or maybe in here, like in the little box. I'm not sure yet. I think I want to leave this open though. I think that looks really nice. I will show you some more pictures of it once I take the time to fussy cut these little birds and add them in.